Hey flamingos! So, we're building our invention prototypes. I started with my foundation, which I covered an Amazon box with packing tape, so when I use the plaster that's all wet, the cardboard won't get weak and collapse. So I made a strong and sturdy foundation to support my invention on the top. Now, I have Kleenex boxes that I'm going to use to build my Germa scanner. The Germa scanner is in the shape of a rainbow, so people can walk through the arch, and it looks like a rainbow, so it's a happy thing since places are going to keep this out in front of their doors. Most of my three-dimensional shapes that I found are rectangular prisms. This Amazon box is a rectangular prism, and so are these tissue boxes. But, so my invention prototype is going to look differently than I planned for it to. It's not going to be rounded like an arc. It's going to be more angular because of the rectangular prisms have straight lines and corners to them. So, I have these tissue boxes, and I have my foundation, so this is what I'm going to build on. I have these tissue boxes, and I'm putting glue on the bottom, and I'm going to put the tissue box where I want it. I'm going to put glue on this tissue box. Lots of glue. And then I'm going to use, I have painter's tape. I had painter's tape at the school for you guys to get. So now I'm going to use my painter's tape to tape down this first part. And this is good for your fine motor skills to use the painter's tape. So I'm going to tape it down. I did the glue as additional reinforcement so it all comes together strong and sturdy. And now I'm going to use the painter's tape so it stays put. And I'm going to leave this on when I plaster. This is all the foundation of this is the structure of my invention prototype, right? We learned about structure. We talked about what makes a sturdy structure when we did our plans. And in fact, I'm going to open to page 1 and look at the structure. So you notice I might not be using all the materials. Like I'm not using wood and metal when I build my prototype because a prototype is actually just an example. It doesn't work, it doesn't do what we say it's going to do, but it's just to show you what it's going to look like. Like the rendering is a drawing that shows you what it's going to look like. The prototype is an example, it's a model. So just like a globe, it's not the real world, right? But it's a model of our world. So that's what a prototype is. So here we have the other side of the arc, and we're going to make sure everything is taped down really nicely, and that it's strong and sturdy, so when I go to plaster it, the structure of it will hold. It will hold, and I'll be able to plaster and make this shape. So, here we go. We're taping it with the painter's tape. Oh, and so remember, I'm using the painter's tape. It's good for my finger muscles. It helps my finger muscles grow. And also, it helps to make it so that way when we use the plaster and everything gets wet, the structure doesn't weaken. We put the packing tape on my Amazon box so the plaster wouldn't get to that part of it. And we're using painter's tape on these tissue boxes because that should work just fine. I'm going to put it on the inside too. The painter's tape should work just fine for these. And I'm gonna do my plaster outside for sure and on a drop cloth to make sure that I keep it clean because the plaster is very messy. It does rinse off and dust off, but it's very messy. So we'll talk about how to use it tomorrow. Okay, so now I've got the first part of my arc done. I'm going to do the second part of my arc. So I'm going to make 2 more boxes. So this is like a Minecraft rainbow almost, because it's boxy instead of an arc. So I'm going to take these 2 tissue boxes. I'm going to put glue on the ends here. And I'm going to, oops, I also want to glue this. See, I'm going to glue the side, all the sides that are connected, put the glue, because that helps it stick. And I'm going to do this one as well. Okay, and I'm going to do the opposite zigzag with my glue on this one. Do a little bit more on the bottom, and I'm going to stick it and stick it, and I'm going to do some more tape. I'm going to do some tape next. Okay, flamingos, I'm back. I now have my whole structure. I have the foundation here with the Amazon box that I covered in packing tape, and then I glued the tissue boxes and I used painter's tape to secure them, and I put some packing tape over there as well, so that way it would be an additional support for the structure, because we want the structure to be strong and sturdy, so when we do our plaster, it's going to stay put. Like I said, it was an arc, but now it's more of a boxy arc. So I'll still make it a rainbow after I plaster it, but it's going to look a little bit boxier than what I originally planned. But I'm going to draw that on my as-built page on the last part. So now I'm going to let my structure dry, because remember there was a lot of glue on there. So I'm going to let this dry overnight, and then tomorrow we're going to plaster. So I'm going to use the plaster. I'm going to show you how to do it tomorrow. And we're going to get really messy, but it all dusts off and washes off. So I'll show you how to do it tomorrow. For now, we're going to let this structure dry. Okay? Thanks, guys.